Get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote a time. Vote. But don't be late. Vote. Don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away.
How in the hell y'all doing?
Get up off of
Woo!
that thing
Get up off that thing, baby.
when it's voting day. And vote in November.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi. How y'all doing, baby? It is Thursday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting, and I'm so glad everybody showed up here. Wait a minute, I gotta zoom it right back up there. Come on. I'm running out. Are you shitting me? Come on. Technology, don't you just love it? Anyway. Hey, Ewans. Hey, Jeff Curry, how you doing? Now, I'm gonna get on with the show. But before we do, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jan. Happy birthday to you. What a lucky day to be born on. Are you shitting me at 420 and it's your birthday? Don't bogart. Anyway, RVW King is here, thank goodness. Jeanette Miller is here. Let me see, she's here twice. So is Jeff Curry. Now, Dorothy Tyndall's here. Let me see. Linda Calabro, thank you for being here. Dorothy Tyndall, Miss Linda, how is it, baby? I know you're having a good day. I hope, anyway. Yes, she is. Joe Garcia, my bud Joe, how you doing, brother? Deborah Douglas is here. Karen and John Majesco, Carolyn and John Majesco. My mouth don't catch up. See y'all soon. Anyway, Kelly K. Duncan is here. Having storms up in Illinois, baby. Brace, there's going to be storms all over the country today. A big line of storms moving through. BW is here. Let me see. Mark Perkins. Mark, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Let me see. I got to get down here to the bottom. Who did I miss here? Justin Pennington. Bruce Preston, thank you for being here. Let me get on down here or I won't get nowhere. Deborah Douglas. Yes, happy birthday, Jan. What's going on? I don't know. I'm asking y'all. I forgot. No, I didn't forget what's going on. It's 420. That's what it is. Now, I'm trying my best to put that in the forefront of my mind that it's 420. Hello, Jay Clayton, Stephanie Dean. Love that you're here, baby. Hey, before we get started on anything else, I got a little catching up from last show, right when we ended the show, right after I hit the button to say goodnight. We had a donation come in from our own Lady Freedom Rock. She came in with a $2 donation and said, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Well, we're going to worry about you anyway, baby. It's how this family is, but thank you for that. Yes, I'm trying to remind myself it is 420. in trying to get your head away from the way we started. Since the last we met, we've had 2 cheerleaders shot in a parking lot up by Austin, and then a 6-year-old and his father and mother because of a basketball rolling into somebody's yard. I said earlier, I want so hard to be proud of this country. Like I said before, I served it. We have some parts of our history that we can be mighty proud of, but we're slacking, baby. We're slacking. Things are getting not so great anymore, if they ever were. But it's rough, baby. It's rough to get into a good mood when you know bullshit like this is happening every day, and it's all hinged upon the Second Amendment. I'm so tired of that shit. Second Amendment starts with a well-regulated militia. You want to own a gun? Fine. Join the National Guard. That's right. That's what the thing says there. Well-regulated militia. So go join the National Guard. But we're not going to do that. I have little faith that we're going to do anything but yak about it and point fingers and all sorts of other bullshit. And then years will go by, and then something else will happen. We'll all start this conversation. Hell, it happens every day. How are we supposed to act as a society, as a nation, when this is so commonplace? Over bullshit. Over nothing. Yes, Timothy, it is another test for America and its ideals. What we hold dear is the Second Amendment the only thing we give a shit about? Oh, no, we give a shit about abortion, too. That, too, thanks. That the Republican right holds so dear. The unborn, and having the ability to kill anybody that is born. Kind of a suck deal. But we keep fighting. We keep showing up, discussing the issues, trying to be involved. And we have to keep doing it. Because anything less is just giving up, waving a white flag, just telling people go kill whoever you want. Good luck with that. And that's not the society I want to live in. Anyway, let's see if we can perk up the room a little bit. Let's bring my 2 favorite ladies into the room and get this going. Bernadette, how are you, dear?
Well, about the same, John. I'm just simply exhausted, but we got to keep fighting, y'all. We got to. This is why we vote, right? This is why we're here. This is why we're family. This is why we're all in this together. And just rah-rah-ree, I'm here to help support.
I'm here with the pom-poms. Let's
inspired.
Go. You know.
That's what we got to keep doing.
And Miss Chick, how are you? Uh-oh. You're muted, Miss Chick. There you go.
Sorry, didn't realize.
Oops. How are you, darling?
Oops. I'm okay. I'm cold, but I'm okay.
Get a little weather up there, do you?
No, it's just it won't make up its mind.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like that around here too, you know.
It's the same way down here.
I'm over winter.
Yeah.
I'm just over it. Yeah, I'm ready for spring to start.
82, 97.
Okay. Stop, John.
Just
Stop.
back and
Stop.
forth. I can't stand.
Stop.
I am. I will.
No, stop there.
That's why that's why people talk about you behind your back.
I know it. They all do. Guess what? Nana Lovely doesn't talk behind my back. She came in here with $5 and said, I have 5 on it. Happy 420. I know the puff pass, baby.
And you know what? For whatever reason you want to celebrate today, any day that you can celebrate, you need to just go ahead and do that. Because tomorrow there'll be some same old shit.
Yeah,
different day.
there'll be some story in the news to ruin your buzz or ruin your mood or make you just.
Anytime that you're celebrating and you're happy, if it's somebody's birthday, enjoy another annual trip around the sun. This is my saying. It's better than happy birthday. Because we make these annual trips around the sun. So hey, enjoy whatever life brings at you for whatever moment in time you got it. So.
Yeah, but don't lose your focus. Don't lose your empathy.
Nope.
Continue to vote. Don't get distracted by the clown show.
It is a clown show.
It is every day.
It is
Every
circus-like
day.
atmosphere, and it's exhausting. And we're tired. We're already tired,
That's where
and we
we're at.
still have to do this shit.
We're tired.
But
We wake up every day to this kind of shit.
but we can't stop. That's the point. Is
No.
you can't stop, no
You
matter how
can't stop.
tired
No.
you are. You can't stop.
Yep.
If
Gotta
you're,
keep-
We got a job to do.
I'm
Moving
more
forward.
tired. Yeah, I am tired. I'm tired of the news.
Yeah.
I'm tired of poking around every day trying to come up with something to say and all that shit. I'm really fucking tired. I'm tired of my neighbors
tired of
hating my ass.
complaining.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm more
Yeah.
tired of seeing kids getting killed, playing basketball or fuck going to the mall or going to church. Doesn't matter where you're at. That's what I'm tired of. So my body might be a little tired, but my soul is
Soul is weary.
it is weary.
It's unbearable to watch these kids die over stupid shit just because somebody has a gun. Just because America
Yep.
is a gun. I'm resigned to that fact. It's frightening
Clove
to go out
cigarettes.
and think you might not come back for whatever fucking reason.
Because somebody's angry and they have a gun.
That's it. Don't piss me off.
And
Don't
is
piss me off.
it mental illness? Anytime you have to point a gun at somebody just because you're pissed off, yeah, there's some mental illness going on there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. America's
But
dysfunctional
dare
as
we
fuck.
pour money into the mental health of these people? That would
No,
cost me
John.
tax dollars.
No,
Wow.
no. It's not my fault they're mentally ill. I just got the right to shoot their ass if they
Sure.
come over here.
Sure.
But you know
if you're
what?
on my property
These
in my
people that
car
are
ringing my
coming-
bell,
These kids ain't mentally ill. They ain't mentally ill. It's the people with the guns that are mentally ill.
there are more guns
They
in
have a
this
right to
country
own
than
a
there
gun.
are people. Think of that statement.
You're not
there
a
are more
murderer
guns.
until you try
you
to kill
pull the trigger.
somebody.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
you could pass a background check right up to the point you go in and shoot up
Absolutely.
a store.
If I can do it,
Yeah.
anybody can do it.
Anybody could get it.
Okay.
And in states left and right now, you don't need a permit. You don't need nothing. Concealed carry,
Nope.
step it in your pants. Nobody will know. You'll be ready. You'll be the hero. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. It just
And
go ahead.
just to put that out there, if you are walking around chronically angry, that is a form of mental health that you need
Yeah.
help with.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Find
Some
some
would
help.
say I need it because I do. I'm pissed off on you. See it every day when I'm pissed. But you're pointing out a very dear subject. We can't pour money into healthcare.
No.
We can't help lift people out of poverty.
No.
We don't have money for that stuff.
And poverty has a lot to do
A
with
lot to
this.
do with it.
Yep.
You know, when you live in poverty, you live in fear of the next moment, okay? And what's about to happen, and will you be able to, or whatever, you know, whatever the ... is to finish that sentence. You just live in fear. And, you know, a lot of fear has been stoked in this country.
Hey, fear sells guns.
And
Lots of 'em.
Jesus.
You know?
Fear
arming
leads to
yourself.
anger, and anger leads to killing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad. It's certainly unbearable, and it's almost unrecognizable.
And,
what
and,
this
and we
country
put
is.
it, we give it to our citizens on a silver platter. The stand your ground law. It is intended to give a person a right to defend themselves, but that's not what it's interpreted. They use it as almost a prod to try to get you to do something. Stand your ground. I don't have to back up, son of a bitch. Go ahead. I'm calling you every name in the book. Do something. Do something. Do something. Oh, boom! I had to shoot him, man. He's looking at his castle. That kind of shit.
That law
It's the mentality that it brings.
It is not.
No.
Stand your ground does not mean that you have the right to shoot
No.
at everything that approaches your house.
Nope.
That is not what that law
It's
means.
bullshit. That stand your ground just got a young kid shot. You got a young lady killed. You know, you got a 6-year-old girl shot in the cheek because her ball rolled onto your yard. It's a sad statement of our country, of our
It is.
society. You know, and you know that's not the heart of America. Every day there are heartwarming stories. Every day of people helping other people, neighbors helping neighbors. There's a million wonderful stories every day that never get the news. They won't. This will. You know, I had the last couple of days. Yesterday was kind of rough. Woke up in the morning and one of my neighbor's trees had fallen in the night. Got it on video camera, on the security camera. We backed it up to see what in the hell happened. Sure enough, it was just the wind, and it blew a tree over, and it landed on two of my fences, where an area where Jenny eats and stuff. A tree came down on two fences. Well, what do? You get out the chainsaw and you cut the damn thing up. You pull the panels out. You get another new panels. Luckily, I had some from where my other neighbor had to move my fence, and put panels up there, and that's it. And when I spoke about it, or when I posted it about it, a lot of people were saying, "Well, John, you need to make them pay for that." No, I would just as soon cut that tree up and replace those panels myself. There's enough tension in my neighborhood. I have every right to go over there and yell and say, hey, look what your tree did here. But it wasn't his fault. It's just, what do they say, an act of God.
Big wind.
Big wind. Come by, push the tree down. I'm not going to get pissed at him for it. I'm not going to make him pay for something that's not his fault. I just cleaned up the mess, repaired my shit, and that's it. I don't want anything else. I don't want to bring a burden to anybody else unnecessarily. It's just not the way I like to do things. Whether they appreciate that's not up to me. That's up to them. Let them do what they want. It's not a secret around here that this family doesn't get treated quite as well as everybody else on the street. You know, they'll pitch in and go around mowing all the grass on the side of the road and skip my house. I don't care. I'll get out there and mow my own fucking grass. But it's a statement. It says, look here, we don't like your ass. That's fine. Don't have to like me. But this is my house. Anyway, I'm getting off on a fucking tangent in my head. Anyway, Chuckster255 came in here with $5 and said, I recently noticed that I'm not being charged for my Patreon membership. Can you fix it? Chuckster? Well, hey, thank you, brother, for the donation, and I'll get my tech guy on it. I'll let him know that...
If he's not being charged, it might have something to do with his credit card expiration, and he might need to go into his account and check on that. So.
Yeah, because some people have the account on there, and it does.
Might have to renew it.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah, you might have to renew the information on your credit card, Chuckster. So you might want to log into Patreon and go check that out.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking in my memory, I got a message, because I get a message when somebody comes into, I thought I saw his name pop up the other day. But it popped up 3 times, and I thought, oh, he's having trouble. But then I figured, well, he got it. And so I don't know, Chuckster, I'll ask Travis to check that out for you. But I appreciate that tremendously, buddy. It's going to help out next month when I go to San Antone. Well, why am I going to San Antone? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because I'm going to go meet up with other Blue Dots in San Antonio on May 19th, 20th, and 21st. We will be in there just walking up and down the Riverwalk, having a great time, having conversations, and what do they call that shit? Oh, yeah, fellowship. That's what we're going to have, fellowship. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to meeting.
I thought you were going to say shenanigans.
Shenanigans will be included, baby. I guarantee you shenanigans are on the list of things. That's what I'd say. If you don't find us at the motel, just look on the Riverwalk. We'll be wandering around.
Just listen for the noise.
Yeah.
Find them.
Looking for...
They won't be hard to find. Come on, it's
we
Blue
won't
Dot.
be hard to find. No, but those that wish to will be staying at the Courtyard in downtown San Antonio. Not too far from the Riverwalk, but not on the Riverwalk. It's close enough. You start getting over there on the Riverwalk, baby. Now you're talking money. Yeah. And we ain't
Want to
got...
lighten it up a little, Jay?
Yes. Well, how can we lighten it up?
Well, I was just going to ask a question and then
Light it
give
up.
you
That's
some
what she said.
history. When did we start celebrating 420? Does anybody know roughly? Was it the 80s, the 90s? When did they start doing that?
Oh, I was reading about that earlier today. And
Because I'll tell you, Michigan was
thinking.
ahead of you. We had the Hash Bash in Ann Arbor in 1972, and there's been 52 of them. 52 years of hash bashing.
Wow.
The
That's a
original
long
one was
time.
April 1st. Now they just do it the first Saturday of April, so whatever that falls on. They did have one year where there were no attendees because 1985, the police decided to be gnarly.
Of course they
Now,
did.
mind you, they used to only do it for an hour, right?
Right.
Just
Right.
1 hour, and everybody got to do what they wanted to do in the diagonal there at U of M. But in 2009, medical marijuana became legal.
Dare you say
Dare I
that
say,
they
and
found medicinal
attendees-
purposes for marijuana? There was
Yes, and attendees went
Really?
up to 1,600 again, which
Really?
was nice. And then in 2015,
Medicinal
they
purposes.
had Tommy Chung came to visit, and it bumped up to like 15,000 people showed up that
see.
year.
saying it's gaining speed here. Huh?
And they moved it up to 2 hours rather than just 1 hour. And then in 2019, of course, it became legal.
Smart Ass Gall said that it was celebrated first in 1971, according to Google. 420 was.
According to Google, that's what I read.
The hash bash or the
No. The term 420 started because a bunch of high schoolers would gather every day at 420 to go
420.
meet, to go smoke. And so the term just became like this slang thing, a code word for,
Code
hey, 420, let's go smoke. And that's how it started
Dare you
started in
say?
San Rafael, which is in the Bay Area, in 1971, I think they said.
Okay, because
So,
I don't remember hearing about it much before the 80s, but
No, this was in 71 at San Rafael High School, which is in the Bay Area. And it's a term that the kids were using. It's code to talk about going and smoking a joint. I know, hell, I was smoking about that time myself, okay? So,
Yeah.
used
Do you,
to-
do you
we didn't-
remember
we
your
didn't
first
look
joint?
for 420 and shit. We started at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Do you remember your first joint?
Oh, hell yeah. I
Do
was
you?
with my sister.
You were
Oh,
with
yeah.
this. I was with my brother.
I was with my sister.
I
They
think mine
corrupted us.
wasn't
They corrupted us, Bernie.
mine wasn't until like 1975.
Certainly.
75.
Certainly did.
Late.
I'm a little bit younger than you, John.
A little bit.
I was
What,
still 15.
30 years or so younger.
So happy 420,
Happy
everyone.
Fourth.
If you
I
got 'em,
remember mine.
spark them up. Hey,
It's-
it's 4:29. We're 9 minutes late, so
It
you
was,
know, do
I
your
first
thing.
my first joint. I'll give you the scenario. Was in 1969. He was sitting out outside a bar called the Punch Train Inn, and on Punch Train Drive, in Slidell, Louisiana. My brother had just returned from Vietnam, Force Recon Marine. He had a lot of stories that night. None of them fucking good. But we got high that night, and I'll cherish that night till they put me in the hole. And I haven't put it down since. And it's helped me
Yep.
cope with a whole lot of shit.
Yep.
So, but we got to the discussion today. You know, this is 2023. You know, half the freaking country has it legalized. You know, nobody's making a big deal about somebody smoking pot anymore. But yet it
Right.
is still on the federal, the Schedule 1 list of
Yep.
prohibited drugs. Nothing screams more disgusting shit than crap like that. That is just there's no reason for it to be there. It has been proven to have medicinal value. And, you know, it just, having it legal in half the country sends just such the wrong message, because we were discussing here, and I
Well,
go ahead.
and John, if you stop and think about it, there's been a lot of money been made on the incarceration of people who
Yes.
smoke pot.
Yes.
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 And the
Oh, not only
prison
that, we're going to take your car too, by the way.
Oh yeah, it totally with the confiscation laws, you know, confiscation of property and things
Sure.
like that. A lot of money has been made on that, and so why would the federal government want to give that up?
Or the state governments would be more like it.
Ah, there you go. State
I know
governments.
people who've been federally prosecuted, okay, for
Yeah.
marijuana and sales
Well,
and
I guess so,
things
considering
like
where you
that.
live.
Yes,
I bet you
and
have.
so
Yeah.
it's not just state, it's federal too, and the prison industry is a big money making industry in the United States, and they're heavily lobbied, and it's legal by the 13th Amendment, I think it is, and to this prison industry where money can be made for profit, and
Yeah.
so why would they want to give that up so easily?
They in this
No.
state they don't want to.
No, in fact, they want to build a new prison next
Yes.
to Disneyland.
Oh,
Come
sure.
on.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, over there in
yes.
Florida. Yeah, right next door.
Because that damn gay mouse,
Yeah.
just keeps
Right.
tearing it up
Now,
down
I
there.
understand that's kind of starting to kick Ron DeSantis in the butt.
Good.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
starting to
Don't
suffer
touch
for it.
our mouse.
Let's see how long it takes him to
Because-
start changing his tune on shit.
He needs to know that Florida shit is not going to fly in the rest of the country. Just because you want to
No.
be a dick,
And if he
you're
keeps
dicking
this
your
up, it
own
ain't going to fly in
dick.
Florida.
Dick.
People in
It don't
Florida
fly in
don't
Florida.
want a prison right now, even if you don't live in Orlando. If you live in Jacksonville, you don't want a prison right next to Disneyland. Are you shitting
They
me?
don't care about that.
You know?
It's goal. It's like Trump. They don't care about
It
nobody
shows
else.
him what a cheap shot he is. He's not interested in anything except making people
John,
that he doesn't agree with
Right
suffer
now,
because
he's
of it.
on a book tour. He's trying to raise
book tour.
money.
What's the headline I saw today? Almost 1,500 books have been banned since the beginning of the school year this year. Almost
Well-
1,500 books. Yep. Guns?
I think we
Heck
should put
no.
on the list.
506.
Yeah, because we
I'm
know
offended. I'm going to put his on the
we
list.
know how many kids
Well-
get killed by mass book reading. Let me thank Nana Lovely, who came back again. Thank you, Nana. With $2, it said we ruined open lunch for future high schoolers, didn't we? Though. Where are y'all going? Nowhere. We're nature walk. That's what it is. It's a part of our biology class. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket.
I'm going to go look at the clouds.
Ouch, yeah, it's a weather experiment. Sure, that's the ticket. Lord have mercy. I have a yearbook from when I was in junior high, and I'm in there. But I'm not in there you know how they have pictures? I'm telling on myself. Pictures of groups, like here's the, I don't know, the book
Here's
club.
the choir. Here's
Yeah, the choir.
cheerleaders.
Here's the science club over here. And then they have this group shot, Campus Beautification Club. And there's a bunch of guys hanging on broom and mops and shit, just looking like thugs. I was supposed to be in that picture. I wasn't in that picture because I was suspended at the time. Wasn't there when they
Oops.
took the picture. Oops! But every time I look at that book, I look at my life. We all do. You look back at your life, and the only one you're going to be honest with is yourself. It's the only one you can be honest with, is yourself. And, yeah, I think every time I open that book and look at it, shit, I was a jackass. I could have been somebody. I could have been a contender. No, not me. John ended up reform school. But that was the lessons of life that started right there. That's when you learn about shit. But anyway, it is 420. I can't smoke pot like y'all do in Evils, but I found these clove cigarettes to be somewhat satisfying to make you think that you are participating in a age-old tradition here in this country and all around the world, I might add. So until I can legally smoke it, it's all right.
Just take that little clove spice.
Yeah, a little
and-
clove
and
spice,
do with
you know.
what you got.
Art is
That'll
good for your health. You know.
do. Yeah, it smells good too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know.
It's all pumpkin pie-ish and the whole thing,
It is, but on that subject, it is ridiculous that that the federal government and whoever is in office when it happens is going to be a hero. Oh, look, I don't care if it's Joe Biden or anybody else. They legalize pot across the nation or take it off Schedule 1 list and all that shit. Oh, hero. So I don't know why somebody ain't jumping on the freaking wagon and pushing.
Yeah, I think they're putting
Well-
out so many fires they can't.
Well, the Republicans jump on it as soon as they get out of office. They run and go get in these pot clubs and sit on these boards and
Yeah,
invest all this money into
I know plenty of
growing in these legal
Republicans
states and all the rest of
spark
that.
up all the
That's
time. So
going on.
it
Mm-hmm.
it's not.
They're called
Yeah, it's not a
hypocrites.
political divide on that. There are Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals. Granted, more liberals, much more liberals, but there are conservatives who don't see it as the threat that it was
And
proclaimed to be.
okay, let's say there are more liberals that smoke pot than Republicans or whatever, but Republicans are the alcoholic pedophiles, and so you know,
Well,
hey,
therein lies the
we all
basic.
got our vices. Their
You know,
shit is
we,
fucking legal. Why can't our shit be legal?
Right.
I am an
It
old
is
sailor.
legal.
I will be the first one to admit I drank too much. It's a
Okay.
sailor thing. Yeah, it's your responsibility to go to town and uphold the traditions of drunk sailors. It's what you do. And but
Nice
had it not
excuse,
been
Ron.
for pot, I'd probably still be pretty heavy a drinker. And I don't want to, sadly to say, I see what it has done to my brother.
It certainly does more damage, not only
Yes.
to the body but to the external world
To the
too.
soul, baby.
Being an alcoholic is no fun. We see what it does to society. We see how it harms society,
It
and yet
destroys
it's legal
family.
to go
Destroys.
and buy alcohol.
Yeah,
It's legal.
it
Hell,
is.
there's drive-throughs. Of course, you can't drink and drive,
Yeah.
but they do have drive-throughs where you can pull up and get a mixed drink. And
In fact, you
drive
can get
off.
into all sorts of legal trouble because of your drinking, and you can still go
Yeah.
buy alcohol.
still go by.
Yep.
Still get a car. Still drive a car. Still,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not legally,
But they still do.
It is.
but
We
they
have.
still do. Yeah.
Yes, they still do. It's a mishmash of different rules and laws depending on where you go in this country, and that's not good. You know.
So I heard one today, and unfortunately, I think it was here in Michigan. I'd have to double check. They want to make it illegal to live with a partner. Doesn't matter if
Wait a
you know,
minute.
if you're not married.
I
you
gotta
can't
need
live
a
together,
good hit of
they're
clove
saying.
here. What are you saying?
They don't want people living in sin, so to speak.
So they
I
assume if
saw that headline
two
today.
gentlemen are living in the same house, they're living in sin.
Not just
No, not
Oh.
just gentlemen. They're talking
any
men,
partners.
women, whatever. If you're
You're not
unmarried,
If you're
if you're
unmarried,
unmarried couple, yes,
Mhm.
it's
Really?
illegal. to live
who's saying
together,
this shit?
yes.
Who's talking this
Oh.
shit?
I believe it was in
Ah.
Michigan, and that was
Yeah.
something that they were trying to repeal this law in Michigan. That's been on the books for years.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and
Please.
the legislature up in the Republicans threw a hissy fit because
Yep,
they
was
were
all
Please,
about
please,
if you're
please,
gonna have
please.
children, you should be married, and blah blah blah. And
Uh-huh.
again telling me what I can and cannot do with my body
Exactly.
according to
What was that I read the other
your
day? That meme
religious beliefs.
somebody sent me: when you die and go to heaven, God's not going to ask you about the woman that got the abortion or the two guys that lived
Yeah.
together or none of that bullshit. He's going to ask you how you treated those people who He commanded you to love, and you
Mhm.
didn't do it. Yeah, I like that meme. They come up with some good ones. Occasionally make you think. Yeah, because that's what they always preach. But more willing to beat you over the head with the Bible if you don't do exactly what their not only their religion, their neighborhood religion. There's a bunch of Catholic churches, but Jesus, this Catholic church, or this Baptist church over here, we believe this specific. I don't know. I hate to speak upon it because it just pisses me off. Angie,
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How's Tennessee today?
It's doing good
Good,
today.
baby,
It's
good.
nice and pretty and quiet, pretty much. And but
Clove went out.
we got a bunch of festivals coming up.
Really?
It's got me worried. We got the Pride Week, and of course we have the marathon starting up, and then there's music festivals going on. So I'm hoping the crazies stay out of this state.
Let's
We've
hope.
got enough of them here.
Let's
you
hope.
know.
Yes, I don't. I have. I've been on them right here in the house. There's been a lot of discussions just because of this shooting with the 6-year-old and the two cheerleaders up by Austin, and right before that the 16-year-old, and you know, the driveway, and what the fuck?
Oh yeah, yeah. My son, me and my son, he's 16. He's in high school, and um, we were
Make you a
talking
little
about
nervous,
it.
does it?
It does, and I was letting him talk and letting him get it out, and he's got a lot of anxiety, a lot
Sure.
of anxiety.
I don't blame him. How can anybody
No.
blame him?
Oh yeah, I don't. But what do you
This
do?
has got
I'm
to
like,
play
you
on
got
kids'
a year
minds.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, especially
I think.
teenagers. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, let's hope the kid. Well, shit. Every time I start to say something like I was fixing to say, I think of Sandy Hook and go, well, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, it's there isn't. Every time we say when is enough, never. With these people,
Yeah.
never. The Second Amendment is the only one I think that is chiseled in stone. The rest of them are just kind of sketched on stone. We'll think about the rest of it. This one, this is the one they hang their hat on, and it is just it has evolved into the most disgusting thing America could produce. Was those words.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And another thing I want to say is, and it kind of goes along with this gun crap, is a lot of these self-righteous people and that's in these them religious nut jobs.
Right?
Um, I just want to make it clear they're not religious. That is not what the message is about.
No.
The message is about love, compassion, faith, forgiveness, da 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 da. That's what it's about. These people, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're teaching them in that building, but it ain't what being spiritual
No, it's
is.
not what a preacher. And I think, forgive me if I'm wrong. I think it was Tennessee. There was a preacher out there that was throwing people out of his church if they were a Democrat during a sermon. Now, I think I seen the tape. I think it was Tennessee. I'm not sure. It could be somewhere else. Pick a spot. Uh, but yeah, that's why he was in the news, was because he was making this big sermon telling liberals and Democrats to get out of his church, sent by the demon and all that shit. I think
Yeah.
they ended up taking away his tax tax exempt status as a preacher. I think that's
I
how
think
they
that's
got.
the only thing you can do to
Yeah, I
those
think
guys.
so. Well, you're not a preacher. You done shown the world your ass, so we know you're not that. Kate Thompson came into the room with a $5 donation and said, "Our Native American people smoked a form of the cannabis plant, served in a peace pipe." Oh yeah, they were smoking a lot of shit in that pipe, Keith. I guarantee you, buddy. And Michael Johnson came in with $2 and said, "Time to have a gay beer with my veteran brothers. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump, indeed." And thank you, Monster Schist, for subscribing to our channel, buddy. We appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Anyway, where were we? Spot pot, you bunch of pot. Is that all y'all got on your mind? Is
Hey,
pot, pot?
Hey, John,
pot,
you
pot,
want to
No.
hear? You want to hear a good piece of information? I was just reading and figure out which device I was on. I think I was over here. Okay. The other day we talked about McCurtain County
Yes, Oklahoma.
officials
Yes, the sheriff who
talking
happens to know a
derogatory.
couple of
Yes,
hitmen.
exactly.
Just in case you
Well,
need one.
the second district county commissioner, Mark Jennings, has resigned
Dare you say?
from office because he was one that got caught on tape saying
He-
things like
Yeah,
oh well,
back in the
we
good
should
old
just
days.
take those guys, they got more rights than we do, but
Yeah.
you
Back in the
can't
good
just
old
take 'em
days, we
out
just
and
get a rope and a tree.
hang them up in a tree anymore.
That's a good old days. I want to. What
Yeah.
day was that? They
Oh.
need to ask. People like that. They do. They need to ask him. Somebody needs to shove him and make him answer. What day was that? When was the good old days? Hey, sheriff, who are the names of them two hitmen you know?
All right. Yeah, the sheriff hasn't resigned yet. This was the county commissioner.
Yeah,
but
that's a county commissioner. The sheriff ain't gone yet.
one down, three
What
more
the
to go, and y'all busted. Y'all get
Busted bigger than Dallas with your own
Yeah.
words, and the sheriff's out there screaming
Move
about
along,
this was
it's
an
over,
illegal
boys,
recording.
it's
Who
over.
gives a shit? Who gives
Yeah.
a shit about it was an illegal? I don't care. I don't care. It caught you saying bullshit. And I guarantee he's just going to, well, I was just bullshit and I don't really know. Yeah. Hey, what are you, like a school kid trying to impress your buddies? Is that what it was? Well, I could just kill people. You know, like like Kyle Rittenhouse, or like this guy down here in Texas, Perry. That guy that kept bragging on his social media about he's going to shoot protesters enough. And sure enough goes and does it. And then my governor wants to pardon his ass for that. It's just a disgusting game. It's a game the Republicans like to play because that is the issue that riles. They're coming to get your guns, you know. They're going to come in your house and take your gun away. You won't have a way to defend your family anymore. Bullshit. Second Amendment bullshit.
Did you see that major trailer garbage got smacked down here? I don't know if it was today or if it was
Miss Trailer
yesterday.
Garbage? What did
Yeah.
she say? Oh, go
Well,
ahead.
someone was pointing out something that she had. I don't even know exactly which committee it was that they were meeting because they're all blending together. But they were pointing out something that she had posted on social media. And I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but it was nasty. Oh, it had to do with defunding the FBI.
Oh.
Right? And she called, I mean, he had a photograph of the thing with the terminology and stuff that she used, and she literally said, "You're a liar," and they shut her down.
Really?
They made a motion to strike, which means not only did they remove the language from the records, but she's not allowed to speak the rest of the committee time that
Really?
day. Yeah. Yeah, they smacked her.
Well, that'll show her.
Yep.
Boy, howdy.
And they tried to fight it, and it's like, no, there's no fight in calling somebody a liar. Just call, out now calling
Can they
somebody a liar.
expel her? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, asking
What
for
was- What were you asking for your friend?
Can they expel her?
I don't know. I'd like to
Shit.
see her do a little detention, though.
Should have done that back when she threatened Nancy Pelosi. They should have did that back
Yes.
then.
Well, hello,
Yeah, I
James.
Well, hello.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing just fine. How
Good,
you?
good. Hanging in there every day, brother. Hanging in there every day. That's what we do.
Oh yeah, I sent you $5, but I don't know if it's showing up on your end. I don't know why PayPal's so damn slow.
Well, now again, wait a minute. Sometimes when somebody makes a PayPal donation, it doesn't always. Sometimes it. Let me check. See, I have to use my fingerprint here to prove I'm me to get into my. It's me. Let me see. And it's waiting for mail. It's checking for mail. It's looking for mail. Did you find any mail? We don't have like super speed. Are you looking for mail? He looked for mail. Oh, look at here. I want to hit the gong. It says, "Happy 420, all you blue dots. Fuck the Satan and fuck Trump and fuck the NRA." Oh, and that is from
Hey.
James. Sent us $5, baby. Thank you, James. See, yeah, no, it doesn't. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes the message doesn't show up, but I'm not waiting until next month to get that $5. So I appreciate that. That goes directly. Yeah, that's my money in San Antonio. That's part of what's going to pay for my trip to next month. So,
You're welcome.
which is coming up quick. So thank you very much for that, brother. I'm looking forward to this trip to. It's gonna. Never mind. I'm looking forward to the trip to San Antonio because it's going to be a good weekend, and I know it's going to be very relaxing for me. Every time I go to one of these, it is. A little less pressure in doing a rant. My blood pressure doesn't go up near as much.
No.
So, John,
Yes, dear.
a question about Greg Asbot, your
Oh,
governor. Okay.
Greg Assbite.
Greg
Yes.
Asshat.
Yep, that's what it is.
About that idiot. He doesn't directly have the power to grant clemency or pardon to this Perry guy. He has to actually he has to have written recommendation from the board of parole. Is that correct?
Yes, parole and pardons.
Yes.
The Board of
Now
Parole and Pardons.
the question is, do you think that parole is going to do that for him?
I think they may have had a shot at it before this hit the news. I'm having serious doubts that he's just going to get a request for a pardon out of this. Because look, they've already dug out all these damn messages the man wrote. You know?
Right.
And we are all
Because the board is, from what I understand, what I've read, would have to fully recommend that clemency be given, and that they didn't even have the chance to finish the sentencing in the whole bit on this guy before Asbot stuck his foot in the pot.
you're gonna notice when Asbot
Oh,
starts
no.
talking about, well, I have to wait for the approval of the Board of Pardon. You know, when he starts talking that
Right.
language instead of all this shit, I'm going to pardon him and all this, he was standing his ground
Right.
bullshit, you're going to see him start backing off on that, because I don't think the board is really going to come out with a unanimous vote to pardon this asshole. You know,
Yeah.
it would be
Well,
an outrage across the country if he does.
Absolutely.
It's not just Texas, it's
Absolutely.
going to be the whole damn country going to be outraged.
And
about
Texas, we're already pretty outraged at you anyway. So,
Yeah,
don't
I'm
put
sorry.
any more fuel on that fire.
Really, I'm trying. Yeah, we don't need that shit. You know, but
That's the thing.
the damage has really already been done. Governor Abbott stood up in front of God and everybody and proclaimed he was going to pardon this guy, and before he knew anything about the circumstances of his trial, what came out at trial, and it just completely negates the jury system here in Texas over his personal view. 2 words to Greg Abbott: fuck you. Get out of here.
I think again it was a distraction to have everybody look away from Judge Comerick or whatever his name is.
The one with the abortion pill thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look at that guy in the robe. Look over here.
Yeah,
I'm
don't look
doing
at him.
some
But we
bullshit
have
over
looked
here.
at him, and now we're seeing. Is this the guy that was giving interviews on right-wing media, talk shows and stuff, talking about social issues such as abortion and stuff? Is that the same guy?
I don't know.
I think it's the.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, what's your all's opinion on pardon power of governors and presidents? I mean, is it something that we need, or is it something that's just invites corruption? I mean, come on.
It's never been a problem until the last criminal the administration, presidential
Has the process ever been abused? I'm sure it has. But it is designed to be able to, because there has been injustice in the world, in our country. There has been outright injustice. People have been sentenced for crimes that they can be proven innocent of, and a lot of noble reasons. But I don't think it should be absolute. This has, you can't just, because Greg Abbott, what he did is he tried to get ahead of the story. Greg Abbott is looking for another Kyle Rittenhouse, except he wants one here in Texas. We need
and
a
you
Kyle
know what, John?
Rittenhouse down
It
here.
really did make him look quite foolish to try to,
Yes,
it was very Trumpian of him, but you know how I feel about Trump. Fuck Trump. Okay. And it made him look very foolish, especially since he doesn't hold full clemency power like most governors do.
No, some
he has
governors
to
do.
run that shit through the board, and the board has to actually recommend that it's okay to do that before he can actually pardon somebody. So, kind of putting the horse before the cart before the horse there, right?
That's what he did. And guess what?
Yeah, well,
He got kicked in the ass by the horse.
as stupid is, as stupid does, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. Because he's just my governor is a publicity whore.
And that's all that it
That's
is.
all that matters to him, is that he be in the news, standing up for American freedom and gun rights and whatever. I don't know. Wave the flag and play some patriotic music. That's who Greg
Well-
Abbott wants to sell himself as. But really, he's a whore for the gun lobby. He's a whore for anybody that has enough money to put in his pockets. My governor would do anything for money, baby. So that's exactly what I think of him.
As well as most of the other elected officials in your state, but
Yes.
we don't have enough time.
No, we
for
don't have
that.
enough time, and it goes deep here. And
You know, probably every state can, truly claim their corrupted elected officials. I mean, after all, Kevin McCarthy comes from Fresno, California.
Fresno, really? Such
Okay.
a liberal area such as Fresno?
Well, it is in the middle of the
I
state,
know
and
it
it's not
is.
next
Yeah,
to
it's
any fucking water,
Yeah.
so it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what always gets me is
Rather
they
dry
do
out there.
something really stupid, and then they get this dumbfounded look on their face when somebody says, "You know, you can't do that, right?"
Hey,
Like deer
talking
caught in
about
the headlights.
people that look stupid and end up with egg on their face. Did you see
Yeah.
what Mike Lindell, Mr. My Pillow guy?
Oh,
Ah,
Oh, he's gonna
Listen
say
to y'all
$5
laugh.
million.
That just
$5
put
million.
$5 million. He said it. He's the one that said, if anybody can debunk my proof here, I'll pay him $5 million. Well, guess what?
somebody did.
stay up, dickhead.
Somebody did. Pay up, asshole. You said it on national live TV.
Yeah, he did.
I hope people line up to sue his ass. And we're not done. We're hearing the talk about Smartmatic's case against Fox. Hold on to your britches, because they're talking like, nah, we want a little performance here online. I mean, over the air. They want.
You
some-
know, this whole case, and I've been thinking about this seriously. I'm not mad at Dominion. Dominion was never in this lawsuit to save democracy. That wasn't their goal. Dominion was in this lawsuit to get paid. This
Yeah.
was a business deal, and believe it or not,
Civil
Fox,
case.
Dominion made out like fat cats.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
and I would have taken the money too, because they got 10% of more than what they was asking for. They made out like fat cakes, but Fox was the one who won this one, because what they had to pay out is a drop in the bucket compared to what they make. Okay.
Right.
And
It's a
for the mere
scratch on
fact
the
that they
surface.
didn't have to go on national TV and claim to their audience that they fucking lied straight out, that they made out like fat cats. And so, Smartmatic is going to be the same kind of case, only for more money. But it's a business deal. Understand that.
That and
They're not
Smartmatic-
in it to save democracy. That's the DOJ's job. And as far as that's concerned, they're slacking on their job. If you can be mad at anybody, be mad at the DOJ for not doing their job.
I think Smartmatic has it's a $2.7 billion lawsuit, mainly because they are the international company. They have been internationally harmed by Fox News and others, bad-mouthing them and saying they had proof that Smartmatic swung the
But
election
again,
for Donnie.
they ain't in it to save American
No,
democracy.
oh no, this is
That
about
is
money,
not what
baby.
these cases are about.
Yeah,
exactly.
no. This is
Yeah,
about money.
Exactly.
That's what a civil case is for. But hey, even Fox's shareholders are suing them.
Yes,
Yeah,
some of them want their money back,
yeah.
and they're
Well, and I think
they're
they've
losing
had to-
supporters.
They've had to pay out some shareholders before with some other suits in the past.
And it
Yeah,
ain't over.
and they've done it because we're talking about billions of dollars that these people make annually, and these $1 million judgments. Okay, this one was almost $1 billion. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what they make.
Right.
It's not hurting.
Getting fined for their bullshit. $700
But
million.
if they keep
it
going-
ain't shit. It ain't shit.
If they keep
No.
going.
This is the
Yeah.
most they've paid so far. Doesn't
Yeah,
mean they
yeah,
won't
it's
pay
very-
more.
It's
This
as
is a-
far as
this is a
defamation
record
cases,
settlement.
it's a record settlement. Yeah, as far as defamation
And
cases.
anybody with half a brain knows if you're offering up a record settlement, a settlement that no lawsuit has ever risen before, why do you have to ask yourself? I mean, don't be stupid. Why would they settle with such big numbers if they weren't absolutely freaking guilty of what they're being accused of,
Exactly.
which is
Agreed-
lying to
agreed,
their
Don.
maggots?
But they don't have to admit it
No.
publicly.
No,
And therein lies the problem.
therein does lie the
Yeah.
problem, and it is. It's hit every other news.
And it's more beneficial to their
Is-
market for them to pay it out than to admit publicly that they're fucking lying and brainwashing.
But nobody
their own
lives in a
fucking
vacuum, baby.
users.
These
Business
maggots
as
that are
usual.
only seeing
Eh,
Fox News, they have
Except Fox News watchers, okay?
they have
live
to
in-
go out into
they
the
live in
world.
a bubble.
You
Well,
know,
and if this puts it into perspective, you got to remember that Fox News gets paid like $5 for every household that has cable or satellite TV that does a package, right? Regardless of whether you watch the damn
Yep.
show.
Yep.
And that's about 70 million that might have that situation. That's just that. That doesn't
just-
even go into
that
advertising. and
advertising
things.
is the big one.
Cut the cord, and then you have to pay for that shit, and you don't have to pay for Fox News.
I did cut the
Cut
cord.
the cord. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have a cord.
Yes, you do.
I got the same thing. Now, ain't no cord coming to my house, except the electric cord. The rest of it all comes through the internet. But it's the only thing I can get out here, baby. Unless
Is Dominion going to go after OAN and
Yes.
the other one?
yes,
That's to come.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
not
These
even
are,
happened
and
yet.
so is Smartmatic. Is going to go after them too. This has
So,
been over for a
hey, but
long time. It's
so
going to
it
be a
didn't
steady
bankrupt-
drip.
It didn't bankrupt Fox, but it may bankrupt the other two.
You know,
Piece of shit.
It might.
we can only hope. We can,
Hope so.
you know. Yo, yeah, there you go. Oh shit. See, my dinger's not working. If y'all haven't noticed, I got to get Travis on this, man.
Yep.
When I,
Well,
I
Don't it?
noticed.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad. Keith
Jenny
Thompson
doesn't talk.
came in with $5 and said, "Blue states paying the bills of the red states like a baby. The red states cry and scream. I want it my way." A big bell, baby, and that's absolute truth. It's the blue states that support the red states, baby. Damn redheaded stepchild family reunion. Anyway, Michael Johnson came in with $5 and said, "How many individual people will be able to sue because of the lies? January 6 people. Is Newsmax next? Fuck Trump, fuck Abbott." Oh, you're good. Fuck
Johnson, that's my brother from another mother.
Hey, yes. Oh, is he? Is he?
Yeah, I think he might be. He might be.
Yeah.
I can't answer that
Michael's-
question that Gus is asking.
Who's asking the question?
Is Alex Jones still on the air?
I believe so.
I
The
believe it
last I heard, he was still on the air.
Right.
is.
and-
And so is the other pardoned criminal, the one that's
Yeah.
far more
Bannon?
dangerous, and that
Yeah,
would be Bannon.
Steve
dumbass.
Bannon. Yeah, they're still out there. Hell, my pillow guy is still out there honking his shit.
Yeah, the thing with Alex is even though he owes like 10 million or whatever the amount was,
Right?
it's going to be years and years and years before anybody sees any of that
Well,
money.
if
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not mistaken,
absolutely.
they caught him with some, trying to hide some. I've seen a story.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I'm sure they did, and they will. Yeah, he's going crazy trying to hide his money here, there, and the other way. And it's,
That was
you know,
that was one reason why they settled with them, because if you go on, if you fight it, I mean, it may be years before you get any money out of them. But
Oh,
if you
it's
settle,
absolutely gonna be
if you
years.
settle,
Yes.
you're getting paid right now.
yeah,
Yeah, settling is a quicker.
it's
quicker way.
quicker. It's not always, in my opinion, the best way to handle things because, like in this situation, not all situations,
but It's just
Yeah.
like, putting
No,
the house up for sale. You always ask a little more than you really want to get.
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy with the number on the settlement. I'm just like everybody else disappointed that we did not see Fox News have to get up there
The
and
retribution
admit it.
part?
Get strung through the mud, and all their shit come out
Yeah.
and be made public, because
Yeah.
that would have damaged them with their viewers, if you want to call them that. I'm lost for words for the people that stick with this shit and just
Yeah.
live inside that bubble. I'm just at a loss for words for those people. But for Fox it was the best outcome they could have got.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
best.
The best
Because
outcome.
Sweep it
Pay
there
some
under
is
the
money and
no
rug
walk
and
away.
keep on
public
going.
admission of guilt with whatever money was settled.
And it has been pointed out on other news stations. What did Fox say? How did Fox respond to the news? Crickets. Or some other bullshit story that they're talking about. They're not talking about this.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
Hey, but hey, that shows how dumb Fox News is. That they could have settled before all this bullshit came out
Yeah.
in the damn
If
public.
all of it if they had settled when they, because they knew they were guilty. But again,
Yeah.
defamation is very hard to prove in any
Mhm.
case. But this was rock solid. And yes,
Mhm.
Fox should have recognized that, and they end up settling last minute. And it,
Hey,
yeah, sure.
all the text messages from Tucker dumbass Carlson
And that has
Yeah,
all
all
been
that
made,
shit came out.
You
put
know,
out in the public domain.
it would have been great to hear those voices from the stand. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's needed in order to convince that third of America that lives in that bubble. But you throw all the darts you want to, you're not gonna pop that bubble. That's where they choose to be. Because those are the people that are speaking what their heart feels, and so they're gonna follow them hook, line, and sinker, even if it is down a fucking vortex.
Yeah, Caroline reminds us that the producer, his last name is Abby, I can't remember the first name, has a lot of important evidence. Now, she's the lady
Mm-hmm.
who was fired from Fox or left Fox. I can't remember which.
Can't remember.
But she left with a lot of secret recordings, evidently. So, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not done yet.
She pretty much said, "You can't go on and lie about that," and they said, "Shut up."
Yeah,
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 and
you can't
and they
lie
got her
about such
fired.
important things. This is our country. Shut up. Go away.
Yeah.
And that's really what Fox needs to be held accountable for.
Yeah,
But
Is the
John, they're
damage
not
they did to
really.
this country.
They don't really have what I call reporters. They just
Yeah.
talk about other people's news stories. If you
That's-
really
that's
listen to it.
It's an
they have
opinion based.
people who have talk shows that spout their opinions.
Now, see,
Yeah,
and
Fox,
that
opinion
way
about
they
other people's.
they cannot be responsible for reporting newsworthy items. They're
Okay.
just spouting their opinions about newsworthy
here's
items.
the deal. Fox is an entertainment company.
Yes.
So Fox
Absolutely.
News is an entertainment company, but within
They should
Fox
make them
News
remove that.
is the Fox News news. That part has to maintain some chuckle ethics within their program, but it's a very short time within the whole Fox schedule. Most of what Fox is just opinion news,
Hmm.
and they do have that one little section of Fox News, and that's where what's his name came from. He quit and went on. Daddy used to be real big. I can't remember his name.
Hannity,
Oh, not Hannity. No.
not Hannity.
No, the one that left Fox. Now he's got a show, I think, on CNN or something.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't
Yeah.
remember. He was
Shit.
the only guy over there with a voice, and he just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So he
Wallace? Wallace?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Chris?
His daddy was Chris Wallace. He is something Wallace. Maybe I got it backward.
I'm about to look it up.
Yeah, his father was a big journalist back in the day, and Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace was his father, and it's Chris Wallace now, I think. And Chris Wallace left Fox, because what are you going to do if you're a journalist, supposedly being a journalist? So he quit. Now I guess he's on CNN. It's Who's Talking to Chris Wallace now, I think, or something like that.
Chris Wallace.
Yeah.
And at Shepard Smith, he left too, because
Shepard Smith. That's who I was thinking about.
Yeah, that's
And
what I was-
Shepard had a lot of integrity, and he was like, "I can't do this shit no more."
There was
He
a few
tried
of
to
them.
actually be news.
They could see the handwriting on the wall where this is going to lead at
Yeah.
some point, and were they willing to put their whole journalistic careers on the line
And
for that
Shepard
bullshit?
Smith certainly did. I mean, he took sabbatical, and he had to say he wasn't going to go work for anybody else for I think over a
Who
year
was it?
before he could get another job. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he took it.
Who was that?
And-
Bill O'Reilly. I didn't read the story. I just saw the headline. Bill O'Reilly blasts Fox for ethics or some bullshit. And I'm thinking, really? Bill O'Reilly's got
Yeah,
ethics?
pot calling the
Well,
kettle
yeah,
black. Shut
please.
the fuck up. Okay?
Yeah, no shit.
I,
Just
I
tell
was
him
on-
that.
I just need you
To shut the fuck up, 'cause nobody asked you, bitch.
Nobody.
We just have to play it occasionally. Why not play it today? Because that guy should have shut the fuck up. Fuck up, shut the fuck up. Who did that? Who doesn't get in a good mood listening to that
Your
song?
trailer garbage today.
Sometimes I just play it in here all by myself too.
But the only damn reason that Tucker Carlson has a fucking show right now is because Bill O'Reilly got flushed down the fucking drain. And there was an empty fucking spot, and that's the only goddamn reason he's in there.
And look,
And he could get dumped at a moment's notice if.
but he's the number one draw for
Tucker
Fox.
Carlson is always going to be okay. You know, when you're the heiress of a the fucking frozen food giant
shit.
company.
He's born with a silver spoon
you're
up
not
his
gonna
ass.
Suffer. You're not going to suffer.
He acts like he's
so.
a working guy. That dumb look he has on
Tucker
every
Carlson,
freaking
okay?
show. Are you shitting me? It's been
can't
pointed
remember
out a billion times and he can't
Eat
change
the
it.
frozen meals.
I don't understand how he relates to the working fucking
Exactly.
class people when
He
he is
doesn't.
a damn silver
doesn't.
spoon piece of
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
He's
It's easy to sell.
caricature on Fox spews. That's all.
I don't know if any of y'all have seen, have seen his older videos back, several years ago. He was actually pretty fucking reasonable. He was. He was really reasonable.
Was he? I must have missed
Yes,
that
he
thing.
was. I mean, it's like night and day difference now.
No, everybody's trying to be the next Rush Limbaugh. I swear.
Yeah, they want that attention. Old Bat with two cats, I love it.
Which
She
is-
said, how about Jeannie Pirro and her drunken rats? I call her Judge Wino. That's what
Yeah.
if you ever hear me
Yeah.
talking about Judge Wino, that's Jeannie Pirro, who looks like a lush. I mean, before she even opens her mouth, you look at her and say, too much wine, mama. Come on, baby. Lay off the wine. Yeah. But you have to realize who their crowd is, who's their, they're the maggots that we make fun of, the ignorant people that will not turn off Fox and believe everything they fucking hear.
That's right.
And
they're out there.
count themselves as patriots.
And they're Trump supporters.
Yes.
100%. They're 100% Trump
Yeah.
supporters.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I work with them. I work with them every day, and it's heartbreaking because they are some really good people. My fucking best
James,
fucking
I know
friend
what you mean.
is
My neighbors used
mean,
to not hate me. I used to sit down the street with the old boy down the street and smoke dope with him every night. Go out there, smoke a few joints, talk bullshit. Nowadays, I just look
Not
at him.
so much.
Yeah, not so much. The bridge has been crossed with all my neighbors down here. They showed me who they were. But more importantly is I showed them who I was and who I continue to be. No, I don't put no bullshit signs out in my yard. I'm not attacking my neighbors. I'm not trying to get them to move their fences or fuck if something happens I'm going to go attack your ass for. No. I still try to maintain what I think is supposed to be a good American citizen. If any one of them were broke down on the highway, I'd stop and help them. What the fuck, Bob? What's going on?
You're not in the fucking cult. You're not in the cult.
No, and I don't want to be. If that's the cost of it, that you hate your neighbor while you wave the American flag, are you shitting me? Really? Or worse yet, wave the American flag and then right behind it put a fucking rebel flag. What the fuck is that? Really? Patriotic? I don't fucking think so. My personal opinion. But fuck you. No, not patriotic in my book. You're hanging on to something, aren't you?
I swear.
Same
it's
way with the
angry
rich guy
gene.
up here in Texas with the whole fucking Adolf Hitler museum in his fucking house. The one that's paying off the Supreme Court judge. Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you got billions and billions of dollars and you worship Hitler with it? Fuck you. I'm ashamed you're from Texas. Take your $1 billion and move to, well, I don't want you moving to Germany. They don't like Hitler either. Nobody did. You jackass.
That's
What's
the whole
wrong
point.
with these people? The man's got billions. Richest man in the fucking world. One of these guys up on the list. Billions and billions and billions and involved in all this travel and grift with the Supreme Court justice, and we find out, really? All that money, and you're just collecting Hitler shit? It reaffirms that right-wing nut job. Hell yes. They're not interested in democracy. They're interested in fascism, baby. That's what they want.
And we're supposed to
Yeah.
believe that the judge was like, "Well, I didn't know."
No, that's
Really?
bullshit.
Mhm.
That's bullshit. We're
Yeah.
talking about Clarence
Don't play
Thomas,
stupid
okay?
now,
I
mister.
didn't know I was supposed
Okay.
to tell people I was
Come on,
getting
y'all.
drifted. Yeah, it's sad. But, you know, that's when I was giving my rant today, when I got to that point, and I was saying I want to be proud of my country, and we talk about, well, make America great again. When was it great? Because we used to think it was pretty good, but the more we learn of our own history, it's like you have to back up and go, wait a minute, we got to correct some of this shit. We weren't that fucking great.
No, we weren't that
Never great.
And the question is, when were we great, and who was we great to?
Yeah.
Okay?
Not your people.
You got to tell me
Hey,
twice.
no, I don't. No. Or Chinese Americans,
Yeah.
or Mexican Americans, or Native Americans.
Hey, we'll start there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where that shit started. You know, it does. You know, we either what's that? If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. Well, ain't
But
we a
if they
bit
don't
tired of
let
fucking
you see
repeating it?
history, how can you not?
If you don't teach it,
And you know what? Not all great civilizations continue to exist.
Right? Because
I'm
they
right there
fucked
with
up.
you, Sonia. See, I'm not a religious person, but I pray a little. Never mind. Yeah, we all want something better. We all want this country to be great, but we're not on the top of the list of hardly anything anymore. Nothing.
I see it as we're at this generational thing where old white men in America are really, really scared of the changing demographics of America.
Yes.
And it's terrifying to them. So let's reach out to something that we used to stand for in the past, and it worked well then, and we can continue to do that shit. And that's just suppress everything that ain't old and white and a man. And so that's what they're doing.
I got news for him.
They only got so long on this planet.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, at some
demographics
point,
is
the
changing whether they
demographics.
like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the natural progression of a people, of a society.
But
And
yeah,
keep
my
shooting these
husband
kids
used
because they
to
don't like that
say,
shit.
my husband used to say that all the old white guys need to die off. But here's the thing: when he used to say that, he was in his 20s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
Well, if he was alive today, he'd be 75. He'd be one of the old guys. So where'd the other?
The old white guys. That's
There's
us.
still old white guys that weren't.
There's a old saying that only the good die young. So maybe he was one of them instead.
Maybe, but
Because-
what I'm saying
Because
is,
look at Trump's ass.
What does that
He's
say
like
about me? Oh, fuck.
formaldehyde on 2 legs. Okay, he just keeps walking.
he was talking about 75 and 80-year-olds
I
then.
understand.
Now he
Yeah.
would be 75
He'd be
himself,
in
but we're
that
still
group,
talking
yeah.
about the old guys. We're the old guys.
Yeah.
The boomers are. Yeah, we're hitting our peak right now as far as percentage of the population that are getting. There's a lot of boomers getting ready to retire, but that's a lot
But
of.
we got to remember there's a wide demographic across the boomers too. We're not all the
Yes.
same.
Oh no, we're not all the same.
It's just an age group.
bunch of old redneck. By the way, I've been having a lot of fun with that redneck word here lately around my house all day today.
Yeah.
Every time either one of my kids say anything to me, I just look at them. You talking to me, redneck?
Oh,
They
got
both.
their hair.
They both have sunburned necks. Not only were they out there hitting up the tree yesterday morning, after that we promptly got in the cars and drove about 100 miles west and to the family cemetery, or the Freer Cemetery, to do some work on some family graves up there. So they've spent all day weed eating, pulling weeds, hoeing and laying down plastic and putting down rocks. And but by the time
Right
we left,
on.
yeah, it was their grandmother and grandfather, Marcia's parents, and Yeah, they live in. They were buried in Freer, where me and Marcia used to live in the '70s. And boy, howdy, it's no. You couldn't pay me to live in that town nowadays. It's just so. I mean, we gave my kids because we don't go there often. And the last time they went, they were there. They were small, and now they're older. And we gave them the grand tour. With this is where your grandpa and mama lived. And then the neatest part thing, yeah.
Oh man, your audio is really choppy. I don't know if it's just me or yes, it's very choppy. It's getting parts of your damn conversation.
It could be my internet, buddy. I would not put it past
sure.
being my. I got a solid green on my transmitting. Is anybody else having trouble hearing me?
No, it's just choppy a little bit.
A little bit.
Like
Like
you were saying,
pauses.
It could very well be my. If there's any inclement weather around, which there could be, it could be.
Like a slight breeze.
But anyway, to end that story, one of the neat things about yesterday's trip was we were taking the kids around town, showing them where everybody lived, and we took them to Marcia and I lived in several houses in Freer, but the last house we lived in, this is where we lived, boys, and it was obvious by driving around town. It was one of the bigger, nicer brick homes in Freer, with arches on the patio, with a full-size basketball court, cement out front with an A-frame off to the side. It was beautiful, and that's where we lived. Of course, back in them days, that was costing me about $200 and something a month rent for that house, and in perspective, goes for a whole lot more nowadays. But anyway, they both got very badly sunburned on their neck because they don't wear cowboy hats. That's what I told them. Get a hat. Well, that won't work. That won't happen. But I've been teasing them all day about being rednecks. I just seen a thing go by. Oh boy, howdy shit! Weren't those the days? I'm telling you.
You know, I looked at those pictures, John, that you posted, and I looked at the first one, the before picture, not knowing that it was just a before picture. I thought, oh, look at the beautiful wildflower.
Yeah, look at all that beautiful
and then I
wild
looked
grass.
at the other one and went, where'd they all go?
Yeah, they out, dug up, stomped down. No, it did. You know, when we first got there and pulled up, it wasn't terrible, like big old tall weeds like you would think. It was pretty short, but you know, as you see in the picture, it needed to be. We scrubbed the headstones and everything, made a family day out of it. I like to think that instills a little something in my kids, that there's a connection. They were
Hey,
young.
John.
Yeah.
Just so you know, because you don't have your little bell.
Yeah. Oh.
Incoming super chat.
Keith Thompson came back with another $2 and said we were a great nation with FDR kind of views. FDR, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the one. Oh, I don't want to say this wrong. The last great Republican there was. Wasn't he a Republican, FDR?
Sure.
After that, when we hit Reagan was the downfall in my book of the Republican Party, the sellout to big corporate America, big banks, and big religion. That's what Ronald Reagan. Huh?
He started the ball rolling.
Yes.
He sure did.
Yes. It was like, well, here's fascism. We make money. And the Republican Party went, ooh, and started salivating.
But,
wanting to get into it.
But Reagan would be considered fucking a liberal
Reagan,
right now.
Yes, Reagan's views right now would be considered more liberal.
I mean, Jesus, it's fucked up.
Reagan wouldn't make it in the Republican Party today. So it has to,
Hey, Jesus wouldn't make it in the Republican Party right now. Come on.
No, he's got too much of that love thy neighbor shit. They'd be asking him, hey, are you gay? Are you gay with that loving? Your neighbor's a man, or what are you doing?
Shoot
that kind
your
of ignorance.
neighbor.
That's that little meme stuck in my head amongst other things. And on that note, Homer's reluctant Odyssey, Chris and Dawn, you're in my heart, you're in my head. I just want you to know that, baby. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? Something.
Credits.
Oh, credits. Is that what I was talking about? Where's the
Might as
credits?
well.
Squirrel.
Did it, squirrel? And look, there it is. Hit the right one at the right time. See? I'm learning. Got my buttons back. But, oh, well. The only ones that know it is the one that were in the in the blue room. Not in the blue room. In the audience underneath here. That heard when I went to go live and started the music. I went to go hit the damn button to start screaming, and it said, start streaming, and it said no. I went, what? So I hit the button again, it said no. It's like, well, fuck you, I'll restart you. I restarted the OBS, and it said no. And I said, so I went on there. Did y'all hear me when I came in there and said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, so my OBS is giving me shit. Hold on. So I had to restart it the second time when the second time it hit. I don't know.
There's a lot of things we hear before you push that button that we won't tell anybody about.
Hey. Secrets are secrets. You want to hear what's going on? Tune in before I leave the mic open. Travis sometimes forgets too, or everybody forgets it's on. Because I just come in here, and normally the mic is already open from the last show when I say goodnight. And then as my habit is, I play music. And for anybody that might be listening, but mainly for me. And
I was listening to that, and I'm like, he's been doing this for 7 fucking years.
7 fucking years, buddy. 7 years. Yep.
You know, when Trump
Diligent.
came down the escalator in 2015 to announce his bid, that was 8 years ago, and it's really hard to believe that it's been 8 years since he first appeared, out there and decided to fucking break America.
I started when he was elected. It was right after that. It's when I remember it so vividly because of the words that came out of my mouth that next morning. It immediately set so many bridges on fire. It looked like, I don't know, an apocalypse around me. The bridges were burning all around me. That one's I can't grow back on. You can't cross, a bridge once you burn that son of a bitch, and I did. Because that was the moment in my life I'm tired of not, why I've lived my whole fucking life thinking certain things, but most of the time keeping my mouth shut and just going along and griping about this or that and the other. But when Trump was elected, that was it. And with a very religious family around me, all praising God, I uttered the words, well, God must be grabbing a little pussy up in heaven today. And with those words, bridges went up in flames like you wouldn't believe. And they were burned and they can't go back. But for the first time, I felt more patriotic in that fucking in those first. And I cherish my military career, my civil service career. But it wasn't until I started using my voice that I really sounded to myself to be doing the things that I said I was. And I have been so lucky to meet so many in person and through the mail and through the chats that that has given me back what I felt I lost and tenfold. I still have family that don't talk to me, and I've gotten over it. Sad.
I can't understand why your family and a lot of people I know, they can't see their hypocrisy. No. I don't understand why they can't see it.
Well, because
they don't
to
think
see
that
it,
they are.
Yeah, to see it would be to admit their own failings.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do
think
that.
They're wrong.
They don't think they're wrong. No.
And like I said before, Trump says what's in their heart.
Yes.
He actually speaks into words what they feel. And that's why they support him willingly, give him their money.
Very limited words, because he doesn't have a very big vocabulary.
Well, but he has the very best of limited words.
Oh, right, the bigly ones.
The bigly words.
The bigly
yes.
words.
And the bestest of words. Yes, absolutely.
It saddened my heart when I saw him win, because at that moment you have to come to the realization there were a whole lot of people in this country that were suckered in by a man who was spent his life screwing this country over every way he could. A man that when his country called upon him, did everything he could to stay out of service. I got bone spurs while he's playing tennis, mind you. It was money got him out, and fuck him. That's all I've ever had to say about the man. Fuck him.
He has been somebody who has all his life did as much damage and has paid the least amount to this country, and has benefited the most from this country. And he's shiesty as fuck. His ass need to get off the planet. You know, I'm not wishing to see his ass in jail because I'm done paying for his ass.
It's the money. How do I say this? I want to say something. I want to say when you tell me you are so patriotic and you spend a whole lot of time running your mouth about the ills of welfare, of government money going to support people and blah, 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 and then you turn around and you actually know people who got big old fucking hunks of PPP money, lots of fucking money. Did they deserve it? Did they earn it? Did they need it? No.
And don't think that he didn't claim some of
No,
that shit.
that's patriotic shit. My
Yeah.
country stood for me. What about them other people? Oh, fuck them people. Those are just scumbags. They're taking money from the government. We should get it rid of all of them. Oh, wait, you got some for me? It's that.
You know, every time that there's a hurricane in Florida, he's hitting up FEMA. He's getting his little money, and it don't even have to skirt his swampland down there.
After a hurricane is when you really see fascism come to full view wherever you're
Unless,
hit.
of course, you're on a book tour and then you don't even talk to your constituents that are 2 feet deep in water in Fort Lauderdale.
You ask anybody who's been through a hurricane, who had home insurance, and those that didn't, how that game is played after a storm. Oh, yeah, we had your house insured there for $100 million, $100,000, $100,000. Oh, but look, by the time storm came in, fuck, it wasn't worth but $30,000. Take it or leave it.
And not only that, but we're going to say that this was flood damage.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. And so, you don't have flood insurance.
The wind was going to the left, as if it was coming from the right. Boy, it would have been covered. But yeah, it's that game, and you see homeowners down here on the Gulf Coast. We see a lot. Anybody that lives on the Gulf Coast after the storm, you got insurance. Yeah, I got insurance. You're going to get paid. Fuck you. How long is it going to take? They're going to try to screw you out of every dime you.
They just had a whole lot of flooding down there in Florida. 27 inches in an hour. Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got flood insurance.
And where was DeSantis? And is he out there caring for those people who just went through that? No, he's in Chicago. He's in D.C. You know, pretending like he's not campaigning for
Florida locked up.
Jesus.
And I'm beginning to wonder if he's going to.
Playing
there's already
Trump,
stories about him losing his edge in Florida because of his bullshit. And now you throw in the prison thing next to Disney. Really?
He had an edge? I don't think he ever had an edge.
Well,
I can't believe you're going to be
Florida.
I can't believe you're going to be talking shit about this Satan. Damn it! Come on.
Indeed. Anyway, I guess
there's a lot of people in Florida that love that mouse.
We have a lot of blue dots in Florida.
Stepped on the wrong tail, I think.
Yeah. And we're not forgetting about any one of them. We got a lot of blue dots in Texas, baby. We're a red state.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're out here and we're fighting every day. We have to live amongst these idiots. You know, luckily a lot of them don't live amongst the idiots. They're in enclaves that are blue, but a lot of us are right out here amongst the deepest of the red, the worst of the worst, baby. So, anyway. Oh, look at here. I seen that one. Old Bat with 2 cats just came in with $10 and said, "Whose boat is that? Is that your boat?" said Trump after the hurricane. Yeah, fuck Trump. Whose boat is that? Well, I guess it's yours now because it's on your property. Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
I remember that.
Yes, I remember it too. What else did we all remembered? Oh, yeah, we already talked about memory lane when we all remember seeing My Pillow guy talking about I'll pay $5 million to anybody who can prove me wrong. And more of these stories are coming up. Believe me, we're going to see more and more of that lawsuits from individuals and businesses news, that were slandered by the Republicans on various media. Anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight and visiting. It's a great conversation, and celebrating 420 with us. So it's been a relatively good day for that. Not
We'll
much
take
else.
any good day we can
We
get,
can take
John.
it anytime.
420
anytime.
all the way.
All the way, baby, and the day ain't over with yet. So we got more celebrating to do. Anyway, Angie. Oh, wait a
Yes.
minute. Angie, would you please wait on just a second while I kick James out of the room?
Okay.
Okay. Gentlemen first, that's the way we play it here. James,
Yes.
being the only guy in the room besides me, you got to go, brother.
Okay.
I'm not physically.
Bye-bye.
You don't have to leave the room. I'm just saying I got to say goodnight for you first. I like being the only one left in the room with a bunch of ladies. What can I say? Wouldn't you? Anytime. Anyway, James, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate your voice in here, brother.
Come in here and I just love all y'all.
Oh, we love you back,
I
brother.
just do.
That's the way this family works. That's the way it works. And I'm glad you're not afraid to say that. Because it is, baby. Listen to the Beatles. It's all about love.
You just like the lift my damn spirit, man. My spirit gets
Well, I'm glad.
crushed a lot of times, and y'all just bring me back.
James,
Yes,
I really
sir.
do. The shit I say about trying to put a smile on your face and give it away, I try to do that every day. Because if I don't, I'm going to sink into a hole. And I
Thank
don't
you, brother. I
wanna go.
appreciate it.
Well, I love you. Thank you for being here. All right, Angie.
Hey, John.
Now that
well,
we got
I've
rid
been-
of him, so, what's going on, baby?
I tell you, I have thoroughly enjoyed sitting here listening to y'all. Sorry I didn't chime in more, but I hadn't. I think my kid gave me a cold or something. So
Really?
I'm,
Well, I'm sorry to hear
not
that.
at my best. I'm hoping after a good night's sleep, I'll feel
That's
better.
all.
Be raring to
Just-
go tomorrow. But
You just
anyway,
get some
I
good
have
rest, and we'll
enjoyed-
be back here.
yeah. So y'all have a good night, okay?
You too, darling.
All right.
We'll see you on, what's today?
Sunday, I think. What is today?
Friday.
Thursday.
Well,
Thursday.
Tomorrow's Beer and Bud
Beer
Friday.
and Bud
so
Friday.
next
Jeez, I'm
Blue Dye
telling
Live
you, this
is
is
on
bad.
Sunday.
This is pitiful. Anyway, Jeff Curry, 3,945 unread messages. They're all from me. I've been trying to get in touch. Jeff, come on, dude. Anyway, I appreciate it. Anyway, Miss Chick, thank you so much, darling.
you're welcome.
My Google on
And
my, my book
it's,
of wisdom. Yes.
it makes you feel good. Just hit that like button.
It puts a smile on your face to go, you know something?
It does.
I'm going to hit a like
it puts
button
a
on this.
smile on John's
Not only
face,
that,
too.
I'm
Yeah.
going to subscribe to his channel. That would it just be that it just puts a smile on your
Easy
face.
peasy.
And there
Easy
you go.
peasy.
Done made your day. Thank you, darling. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And Bernadette,
Yes.
how's everything going? Dominic, all right?
Dominic is taking a
deal.
nap. He came home and fell
Nap.
asleep this
Really?
afternoon. So,
Nap.
nap time for him.
Throw some water on that kid. Tell him to go outside and do something.
Okay.
No. You're blaming me. John told me to throw can out.
He was probably burnt up a few
I
brain
bet he
cells
is.
today.
He burned up a lot of brain cells. Anyway,
Right.
Bernadette, take care of yourself, darling. Thank you so much for all you do. And to all of you on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you for being a part of this family. Thank you for being a part of the conversation that comes in there every night. We'll come on here. That's what we built this family on. Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all say goodnight. What happened? All of a sudden, I hear nobody. Oh, look at there. They're gone, and I'm still here. Bullshit.